Check the timestamps if you want to skip to a specific section. So you saved your hard-earned carrots for a while, maybe even since launch, and now you've rolled on the Kitasan banner. The chances are you're probably a little bummed out right now because the rates on Kitasan are not good. I was hoping they would give us the normal 0.75% rates, but no, they kept with the 0.5% rates, which is pretty devious. It is so not worth spending money on these awful rates. And unless you're really lucky or really wealthy, you likely don't have a max limit break Kitasan Black. And I'm here to tell you one thing. It's going to be okay. You don't need a Kitasan on your account to be successful. People said that re-rolling for Super Creek and Fine Motion on launch was a must. But I didn't, and I still don't have either of them. I rerolled for Teo cause she's the GOAT, and you know what? I'm still placing top 1000 every week in PvP as a complete free to play, and even with my last 2 weeks only doing Urara Urimakinen runs. Borrowing friend cards is a core feature of this game, and now that there's a good card, it's the best time to take advantage of it. A lot of people are dooming because they didn't get enough Kitasans, and to that, I just want to say, getting 0, 1, 2, or even 3 Kitasans really has no difference on your current account state, since you really want to be borrowing a maxed one because it's that much better. But enough yapping. I'm here to give you my suggestion on what to do now. Remember, all of this is just generalized information. Everyone has a different account and has different cards, and you should make your own decisions based on what you have. Always do your own research as well. Okay, so if you got 4 or 5 Kitasans on the banner, congrats. Get it leveled up and use it on every run, and now you're free to borrow another card that can fill out a card type that you're lacking in. Probably a Super Creek if your stamina cards are weak. But if you're like most people and got 0 to 3 Kitasans on the banner, unfortunately, your shiny new Kitasan is going to be on the bench unless you're really desperate to borrow a specific other card. When you finally get at least a Limit Break 3 Kitasan from the free-to-play upgrade options down the line, you can consider using your own, but until then, I recommend you just borrow a max Kitasan for every run for the time being. If you've been playing since launch, you should finally have some SR cards to work with, maybe even some at max limit break. So as for making support decks, it's good to figure out which card is stronger. Of course, it primarily depends on the levels of your card, but maybe you have enough cards now where you can actually start considering skills as well. For example, if you have 2 max limit break cards, you can check both to see which skills would be better for the goal of your current career run. Or you can go another step further and look up their events to see if any are particularly interesting. If you're just looking for a general idea, not considering levels, then these are considered the best general cards for each stat. At max limit break, they are roughly equal to a limit break 3 SSR. While these are the best, don't sleep on these cards either, which are very strong in their own right and are definitely better if they're a higher level than the others. In terms of using your SSR cards, they're most likely going to be at a lower limit break level, like limit break 0 or 1. And at that point, they're most likely going to be weaker than your higher limit break SR cards. If you want to be sure, check the comparison websites that I've linked in the description. But yeah, at the end of the day, SSRs are mainly just whale bait. And as a free-to-play, or even a light spender, you probably won't be using the few SSRs that you pull, especially when you have a bunch of maxed out limit break SRs. So those are my thoughts and recommendations on how to go forward from here. I just want to remind you that having the best card is not necessary when you can borrow the best card for no cost. If you're sad because your account isn't going to be good as whale accounts now, I'm sorry, but the harsh reality is you're never going to stand a chance to the actual whales, especially if you rerolled your account and are missing out on the free special week speed card that we got during the first event. There's eventually going to be ways to get copies of event cards, but it'll still take a while. Without Kitasan on your account, you can obviously still be very competitive in PvP as a free-to-play. I've never spent a dime on global, I don't particularly care about min-maxing the meta cards, and I'm still having a lot of fun with every run I do. I treat PvP as a side event that occasionally gives me some free carrots. Now, there's nothing wrong with targeting cards that are strong, but if you get too caught up with meta chasing in this single-player gacha game, you're probably going to just end up being disappointed. And if you're planning to quit because you hate the idea of borrowing Kitasans for some reason, then you're not really playing the game for the gameplay, and you're just playing for the dopamine of rolling and wanting shiny objects on your account. In which case, it's probably better to quit so you don't get tempted on spending for a game that you don't even like. But for everyone else, remember to just have fun with the game. Don't get burnt out from spark farming too hard, and make sure to give your Umas tons of head pats. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you around for more Uma Musume content.